I'm very excited. Excited about that. Okay. Yes. This is always the most difficult thing because I have to go. I also have to go back of what stories have I told in public? What do people already know about me? Because I'm not just trying to fool you. I'm trying to fool chat.
It's a game that gets more difficult every time you play it in public.
Yes.
It's true. Yeah. I'm at the point where it's like, what have I said on Desert Bus? I don't remember.
I mean, that's the problem. So if you don't want to repeat yourself, where are you forced to go but the painful well of youth?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, lead us off, Jacob.
Okay. So this is going to be kind of movie related. All right.
Okay.
I've never seen Dune. I've never seen Godfather, the first one. I've never seen Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Ooh. Okay, so I mean, Dune and Godfather, they're classics, but I have not actually seen them either. So, like, having not seen them, that's entirely reasonable.
Okay.
Advent Children, you're a big Final Fantasy fan.
I am.
So maybe you could have seen that, but maybe you might not also have seen it because it's Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I'm going to go with Godfather as the lie.
Okay.
I'm leaning that direction too, because like all of us, like Jacob, you were alive when Final Fantasy Advent Children came out, and I was alive also then, and I was very excited. I would not be excited to watch it today necessarily, but I bet you were probably excited to watch it too. Okay. So I feel like you probably did.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gary.
I'm just processing. Probably Godfather is my guess.
I'm gonna break the trend here, and I'm gonna say Advent Children.
Okay. So you think that's the lie?
I think that's the lie. I think you've never seen Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably one of those things where it's not out of any sort of desire of avoidance or everything, because my immediate reaction was like, okay, a Final Fantasy thing that Jacob hasn't seen, come on, like easy mode. But I think it's going to be something more like you intended to and something came up and you were going to do it later, and then it just kind of never came back to it, and then it kind of became a thing that you'd never seen it.
Okay.
That's going to be my guess.
Okay.
I'm going to go with you on that guess, Andrew. And do you know why? Jacob talks a lot about how much he loves Final Fantasy XIV, but I do not hear him talk. I mean, you played through the remake.
I did. Yep.
You did.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
Yep.
But I haven't heard you like go deep on being like a Final Fantasy VII like person in that same way, right? That you talk about Final Fantasy XIV constantly. Are there things that have been very influential and that you've loved for a long time, right?
I like how you
talk
said
a lot about,
which is true.
I don't know. Yeah. You bring up like certain things a lot that you've loved for years, but that's never been one of them, I think.
Okay.
I
All
think.
Right. So yeah, I have definitely seen Final Fantasy Advent Children. 100%. I 100% have. I have never seen The Godfather. I have never seen Dune.
Oh.
Yep.
2 lies.
And a truth.
Oh, whoops. I have minor dyslexia.
Did you?
Jacob said he'd never seen Godfather.
Oh yeah, no, I did it right.
He'd never seen Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no, I did it. I did that right.
Yeah,
yes,
that's totally correct.
We all interpreted it wrong. I got off on the wrong.
Yeah.
However, Jacob,
yes.
I was in the same boat as you up until a couple months ago when I watched The Godfather for the first time. I've never seen Dune, and I've never seen The Godfather either.
Yep.
Is it good?
Yeah, it does actually hold up.
All right.
It's really good. I very much enjoyed it. It's quite long, but I like long movies. There's definitely some stuff in there which explains why a lot of why it is something that is brought up in a lot of communities that have shall we say, a mild amount of toxic masculinity.
Mhm.
But overall, it deserves its reputation as a cinematic classic. It was great.
Excellent. Just a heads up, 4 minutes left on the bread, so I will pop over. I just don't want to interrupt the flow of the game.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
I
I'm
Your
just gonna
bread
watch
is
that
only-
bus stop go by. Not even gonna try.
that seems wise. Yuna's doing well.
Yuna's doing well. We got a bug splat. I don't want to
Yep.
risk that splat.
No.
3 hours for a loaf of bread, Jacob, is very fast.
3.5 technically.
Well, still.
Yeah, but I love this thing. I love this thing very much. It makes jam.
Oh.
Yeah, you can make jam and like pizza dough. Like the reason I got the one from Japan is because it had more features. And I'm a weeb. I like what I like. I will make no apologies for
Yeah.
it.
I mean, that's what I tell people about music. Like,
Yeah.
As someone who listens to a lot of weird and challenging music, I also tell people like, hey, if the music that you like is just what's on the radio or stuff that is top 40 hits, like, don't feel guilty about that.
No.
Sometimes that stuff is really good, and if you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
It's my deeply held opinion that there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
It's
Life
just
is
what you
guilty
like,
by pleasure.
and the rest of the world can go bus off. Just like what you like. Yeah. Unless you like the Michael Bay Transformers movie.
Well, I was going to say, what if you like stepping on baby chickens or something?
Well, no,
Well,
there's
that's
a certain... Yeah, if you want to get into the technicality of it, yeah.
There are things you can do out of a search for pleasure that can be things you should be guilty of.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if
guilt
you
in a
call
completely
baby
different
chickens pre-nuggets, that's not good.
Uh,
I'm gonna go.
sense, though.
2 minutes.
oh, I just saw it tick down to 1.
Oh!
Ooh.
We literally saw the number change on stream. That's like an action shot for a bread maker.
Oh, yeah, right? You can. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out the top.
Okay. I have. Well, while Jacob's getting that ready, I have my 2 truths and a lie.
Oh, please, Erica.
Let's hear 'em.
So these ones are travel related.
Oh.
So mine are, I have visited the CN Tower. I have driven from Southern California back to Saskatchewan, and I have visited Tijuana, Mexico.
Sorry, what was the middle one again?
I've driven from California to Saskatchewan.
Ah, thank you.
Like, you were driving?
Yep.
Okay.
The Ballad of the Bread.
Bread's done.
Wonderful.
That's so delightful.
Okay, I think I know. I have my guess.
All right, go for it.
I am going to say that the CN Tower is the lie.
Okay.
I think again, I think Tijuana would be too obvious if it were the lie. California to Saskatchewan is weirdly specific, but if I have learned anything about being on the West Coast, it's that as much as folks on the West Coast travel, folks on the West Coast, at least on the West Coast of Canada, tend not to go east as far as Ontario, and nobody goes east into the Maritimes. So I always have folks be like, "Oh yeah, out east," and I'm like, "Where?" And they're like, "Well, Manitoba." And I'm like, "That's the middle, buddy." Like Ottawa and Toronto aren't out east. That's the middle. So I'm going to say CN Tower.
Okay.
I will believe that you perhaps have been to Toronto, but I don't think you've been to the CN Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carrie, Kathleen, or Jacob?
I'm gonna say driving
Yeah.
is the lie.
Okay.
This is excellent music for this bit, by the way, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Great choice.
Sorry for interrupting, but do you all want to see the bread?
Yes.
Behold the loaf.
There we have it.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Andrew.
With that donation drive that we have going on for $15.55,
Oh, don't you do this to me.
could someone also just ask you to teach them how to make good bread? Does it have to be voice acting, or is it just 2 hours of your talent?
Yeah, I can teach you some recipes and stuff. That's fine too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can set up my I can set up a camera in the kitchen and things. I've actually helped to be unnamed lure friend some cooking stuff. So I kind of got a setup for that.
Excellent.
Yep.
I just wanted to mention that because there's a half hour left on that donation drive. Well, just under a half hour now.
Yeah.
If you are interested in having our very own wonderful Jacob Burgess donate a little bit of his time and talent to help you out, you can donate $15.55 or any multiple thereof in the next 26 or so minutes. To be entered in that giveaway to win, you can donate at desertbus.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Jacob will help you with voice acting, bread making, writing, or perhaps just running a one-shot campaign for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. For you and some of your friends. I'd be happy to do that.
Mhm.
How do I get this bread to you? I mean, I haven't touched it.
I could come over there and cut my own bread.
Do you want to just get it?
Yeah. I
You
can
just
do
have
that.
the whole loaf. I have a bread maker. I don't know if you
You
knew.
can make yourself more bread.
You can just make more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have that power.
Yeah, I actually was just thinking of like tucking this back into the bag and like leaving it in the corner and just making more tomorrow.
Yeah. No, if you want to give me a whole loaf of bread, I'm not going to say no
Yeah,
to that.
yeah, grab it.
Fantastic. I will
Yeah.
come and grab
It's
that.
it's definitely far enough away. So you want to come? Yeah. Come and grab that, and while we're playing this
that
wonderful
bread.
game, you
All
can eat
right.
that bread.
Yeah.
First of all, though, I need Kathleen's guesses on which of my three facts is a lie.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. So, so one is you've visited Tijuana, and the other one is that you've driven from California to Saskatchewan. And
Yep.
see, those seem like a match set because Tijuana is just south of California, right? So it's like you were doing some touristy stuff and then you drove back. That's very, very likely, right? And the other one is the CN Tower, which, like, God, like the value proposition. Why would anybody pay that much money to go up to something that tall, right? Like, yeah. I
I've
don't
only
know.
been in it. I've only been in the CN Tower once, and I was snuck in. I did not buy a ticket. A friend of mine snuck me in to see it.
I don't know. I'm saying CN Tower because it's not that cool.
Okay. It is, in fact, the CN Tower. I've been to Toronto when I was a little kid and definitely would have enjoyed going up the CN Tower, but the line was too long and my aunt had Blue Jay tickets for the night, so we weren't able to go. We did go to Tijuana once when we were visiting San Diego. We just crossed across the border for an afternoon because my grandparents are snowbirds and went down to Southern California. And then the other time is when I was driving my grandma home from Palm Springs. She hurt her knee just before we were supposed to leave, like a couple of days. So she wasn't able to drive. So I drove all the way from, I believe it's 29 Palms, California to Saskatoon.
Dang.
It took us about 3 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
that's a lot of driving, Erica.
Yeah.
It really was.
Oh,
I've done Vancouver to LA, so I feel that.
Oof. Yep.
Yeah, we did it in one go. It was not a responsible decision.
All right, I am going to pop off camera for a little bit. I'm going to have a look at some of these art challenges, and then I am going to get that bread.
Get that bread.
Get that bread, Erica.
Mm-hmm. It's coffee bread.
well, if Erica's popping off, I said I would look at challenges, but I will.
Erica's
go
popping off.
She's popping off. She wants the world to know that she has to go and eat some bread. I'm shutting up.
That was great.
There's no logical endpoint. Who hasn't done two truths and a lie?
I think it was just Jacob and Erica. Carrie and I haven't done it yet.
It's hot.
I can go.
It's yes, it's still warm. And be very
Carrie.
careful. Don't squish the baby. All right.
Yeah. Carrie, you got 2 truths and a lie ready for us?
I do.
Let's hear it.
These are, I guess, just
There's paper
childhood
towels in the
related.
kitchen.
I didn't realize there were supposed to be themes. And thinking of new lies and truths is hard. So, the first one is that I still have 2 of my baby teeth. The second one is that when I was in grade 9, I was called on stage at a school function and got to hold a monkey. And the third one is that I am 1/12 of my graduating class, and there were only 12 of us when I graduated from high school. That's the full size of my enormous private Christian small town Georgia high school.
What was the first one again there, Carrie?
First one is that I have 2 of my baby teeth still.
So you either have 2 baby teeth, have held a monkey, or have went to a very small high school in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, point of clarification here.
Yes.
For when you're saying you still have 2 baby teeth, you're saying like you don't
In my
have them under your pillow. You have them in your mouth. Okay.
No, I have other people's baby teeth under
All
my
right.
pillow. What are you
Okay.
thinking?
I mean, my bad.
I don't know you that well, and you get dark sometimes, so that might be real.
Oh no, this
That one
explains some
would be
things. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's perfectly normal. Do you know I've started hoarding another person's baby teeth?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
actually, it's a shockingly normal behavior.
Yeah.
Tell me you're not going to bake them and make art with them or
No.
jewelry.
Oh no.
And yes, that's a thing.
They call me Carrie, the Tooth Sleuth.
The juice.
I try to find out where all these teeth came from. Spoiler alert. It was me.
I will find the teeth.
I think I've got my guess.
Right?
I am going to go with the baby teeth as the lie. I believe that you got to go on stage in school and hold a monkey, because that seems like exactly the kind of weird nonsense that I remember happening from assembly. And I absolutely know people who have been in graduating classes that are 12 or smaller. So I think I'm going to buy the small town Georgia private Christian school story there. I'm going with the teeth.
Yeah. I'm also going with the teeth because that sounds like, oh, I know someone or heard someone who has this issue. I'm going to throw this in as the thing because I think it's the smaller. I think it's the small town stuff, and I remember that kind of numbskullery happening at assembly. Yep.
I think that Carrie would not enjoy being called on stage to hold a monkey.
All right. I don't think she said anything about the enjoyment of it, and
Yeah.
it didn't sound like it was voluntary.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think the language was called on stage,
Yeah.
like you got voluntold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teeth, I suppose. Everyone is chanting teeth. There's a teeth emojis being posted.
So, this tooth right here, and this one right here, my foremost molars are my baby teeth. My brother had an extra baby tooth that he got to lose one tooth twice, and I got no adult teeth behind those baby teeth. So I'm still holding on to 2 molars.
Okay.
And Daniel and I actually represent 1/6 of our graduating class from high school, which I probably should have gone with, but it sounded too specific.
Mm.
It was the monkey.
It was a monkey.
Just couldn't imagine you wanting to hold a monkey.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I argued you out of the right answer. I'm so sorry,
Oh,
Kathleen.
That's okay.
I would probably hold a monkey, but I would not choose to do so on stage. And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
But no, sadly, no monkey holding. I have held a snake, and I don't know, bugs, cicadas. That's about the most interesting thing I've managed. No monkeys.
Okay. Learning so much about all of you. Who hasn't gone? Andrew?
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with super good ones, but I came up with a basic list here. So my two truths and a lie is I have been an altar boy, I have been a banquet waiter, and I have been a high school crossing guard.
Crossing guard.
Crossing guard. And I don't know why. Like, I could not explain that choice, but I was leaning that way,
Okay.
even before Jacob's very good reassuring
I'm
reinforcement.
gonna go with crossing guard. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't end up being the kind of man that Andrew is without having been an altar boy at some point. Nothing will drive one away away from the church farther and faster than having participated in it for a time. No. No, the reason that I picked crossing guard was because I can picture you in the other two uniforms very well. I cannot picture you in that one very well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like just
yeah.
the vest and the sign.
Yes. I went to Catholic school for 7 years, which is where that joke came from.
Mhm.
Everybody's faith is very, very important to them. If it is important to you, I absolutely understand, and I mean absolutely nothing by it, nor any offense.
I think I'm calling crossing guard specifically because I find it hard to believe that a high school would have students be crossing guards for other students at that age.
Well, you're a crossing guard for the elementary school next door.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
There goes my reasoning. I'm standing by my answer.
High school students can cross the road.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's the
thinking.
elementary school.
Like, why would high schoolers need help?
Okay, so maybe I worded that badly.
Well, no, that was my poor assumption, but
Yeah.
I'll stand by it.
Okay. I don't think Kathleen's guessed yet.
I'm gonna say waiter.
Because.
Just because. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I told you the answers right at the beginning. I told you two truths and a lie in that order. It was crossing guard. I have
That was a
absolutely
complete soul read, like gut vibe. I
Mhm.
can't picture you in that outfit. I can picture you in the other two outfits. That was the entire basis of it.
There were several people in chat who were just like, no, I have also been an altar boy. Andrew has that energy. I do not believe it.
Uh-huh.
Kind of thing. So yeah, I have been an altar boy and I have been a banquet waiter.
Right.
Neither was super fun.
No. I could see you like helping children.
I could.
The crossing guard I put down is because it was a thing that I actually I thought would be fun to do when I was at high school. But yeah, that's how it was done. It was the kids at the high school would just go and do the crossing guard for the elementary school that was right next to us.
But it was a thing you thought would be fun to do. All right.
Yeah.
I was like, I could see Andrew doing it though, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I feel a little bit better about my knowledge of you. Let's see.
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine Andrew helping children out.
But
It
he's
seems out of
nice.
character.
Ever, in any way, shape, or form. He would never assist a child. No,
Seems accurate.
no chance.
Yep. I forget where it was, but I actually had I found my T-shirt from Catholic school when I was a kid the other day. It was kicking around here somewhere, but I lost it. Who else hasn't done two truths and a lie yet? Kathleen, have you given us?
No, I haven't yet.
Have you thought of them, or were you trying to just skirt on by there?
I was definitely trying to skirt on by.
We can totally skip you if you don't have anything. That is fine. We can go on to some other challenges.
I mean, if something really distracting happened, like if we went over $180,000, that would definitely distract us.
That would definitely do that.
I did. I did think of them. I'm just like, they're not great, but.
I had to try and think of it. I was trying to think of something more basic or more generic this year because I did one last year, and if I recall correctly, it was like celebrities I've met or something, and it was only like afterwards where I was like, oh, that probably came across as like real braggy. I'm sorry. I felt bad about it, so I was trying to think of a more generic one.
I don't actually remember doing this last year, but was one of the celebrities you said you had met and have not actually Justin Timberlake?
That might have been the lie.
Yeah,
I had a very strange near miss with him at a restaurant nearby.
That's why you always put reservations under his name.
No, I just started doing that as a thing. At the risk of diving too deep on this, probably a little... Oh, yeah, go ahead, Kathleen.
I was going to say, look, Andrew, has Southland Tales taught us nothing? You can't have two identical beings occupying the same space-time. That's why you and Justin Timberlake can't meet.
My heart. That was perfect. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, for a little over, I guess, 10 years now, anytime I've needed to give a name for a takeout order or Starbucks or whatever, I always give Justin Timberlake. And I started just because somebody said, can we get a name instead of can we get your name?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first name that popped to mind. And then I just kept doing it. And it always results in sort of a weird little funny joke. And I usually have a fun little encounter with whoever's working the counter at Starbucks or wherever. But I ordered takeout from a regular restaurant here in town that I ordered from for years as Justin Timberlake, and to the point that the staff would greet me as Justin Timberlake when I showed up to pick up my order. And we'd always like chat and laugh, and I knew the manager kind of thing. And then one day I called in and I was like, hey, can I get a takeout order? And they're like, yeah, okay. I give them my order. And they're like, all right, who's this for? I'm like, oh, it's Justin Timberlake again. And the reaction I got on the other end, which I was very used to them being like, oh, hey, how's it going? Okay, we'll see you in a bit, because I ordered from them all the time. And instead they were like, sure. And then just kind of hung up. And I was like, that was weird. Maybe it was a new employee. It doesn't matter. This is a dumb thing that I'm doing, and I don't expect anybody to remember this. And I showed up and picked up the food, and the manager that I knew was there. And she goes, oh, it's you. And I was like, yeah, do you have a second person who prank calls in ordering under, like, is there somebody else who does this? And she just goes, no, he was here. He was here, and we spent like 45 minutes thinking you were playing an incredible prank on us before we realized that no, he's just having dinner. I didn't witness this. I wasn't there. It was just a weird thing that happened.
I was going to say, I would love to hear the story of the person who thought it was you when Justin Timberlake actually showed up or called in. Like,
I would love it if he was there and you came in and like the staff looked at you and went, and then looked at him and then you just yelled, "That's the guy that stole my name!"
I always try and say some kind of silly goof when they're just like, really? I'm like, oh yeah, camera adds 10 pounds. Despite the fact that I'm very clearly a much larger size than Justin Timberlake. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm shorter in person. Like it's always just something like that. Can I see ID? Yeah, sure. And I just hand him my driver's license. This doesn't say Justin Timberlake on it. Yeah, I know, but you asked for ID.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thing. Oh, that's that's wonderful.
Yeah, but Kathleen is correct. We cannot occupy the same time space.
Oh man.
I am gonna go, but I'm gonna go with my truths and the likes. I want to take a bit more time to think about them, but okay. I am up, so I'm gonna go judge. While I'm going, Matt, our stage friend, has prepared 2 truths and 1 lie for us to debate.
All right.
I even wrote them down because I knew that I would forget what I was actually lying about if I didn't actually do that. So, a simple number 1. I have never done a weed.
Okay.
Number 2, I have visited England, specifically Kent, because there is a goat sanctuary there that I foster some goats for, or give money to the sanctuary to take care of the goats there. And they're all lovely. One of the goats' names is Leo, and I love him. He has long, wavy hair. And when I was a very small boy with brighter red hair than I have now, there was a span of a couple months where I had no front teeth because I knocked them all out at the same time.
Okay.
That is my 2 truths and a lie.
Weed.
I'm going with weed because I don't want the third one to be true. And I fully believe you went to see goats.
I know Matt sponsors that goat sanctuary, but I'm not entirely convinced he has actually gone to visit that goat sanctuary. So I'm going to say that one is my lie.
Yeah, I'm going to follow your lead there, Erica.
Okay, well, even though I did grow up in Nelson, BC, which is known for its hippies, I've never done a weed. It's
There you go.
surprising, I know,
Huh.
but I've never
Okay.
done a weed.
All right.
And in addition to knocking out all of my front teeth at the same time when I was young, there was a span of a couple of years where I would just have a goose egg on my forehead because I kept walking into like counter lips and like tables and things. And Erica, you were entirely correct. I do sponsor multiple goats at that goat sanctuary, but I've never been to England. I wish to go, but I've never been. I'll probably visit that place if I do go.
All right. All right.
There we are.
All right.
There we are.
Nicely done. Thank you,
Thank
Matt.